The Inkey list is amazing, to say the least. They are affordable, they are effective, they are responsible and ethical. They don't attack their customers on social media like some other brands do, and they have a lot of options for acne sufferers. And in today's video, if you've got acne, I got you, because I am also a sister, as in sister, and I put together my favorite products for acne-prone skin from the Inkey list, which we will go through today. So if you're struggling with mask acne or with breakouts, or you're just on a budget, or like me, you've got a new cyst that decided to show up on the skin on top of your scapula, and it just wants to hang out there and make it painful for you to sit down or lay down in a bed or apply any pressure to it, yeah, same. But you know what? We'll get through it together. And at least we got products for spot treatments. And yes, this is an eye cream, and let me explain to you what we're talking about here. The way I would describe the Inkey list as a brand is almost like a composition notebook meets Sephora. And they fall in love, and they have little, smart, intellectual, inexpensive skincare babies that you can rub into your pores. I freaking love this brand. I've used them for a little over a year now, and I put them in a lot of videos, but they're also always sold out. So I'm so happy that I got my hands on this one. I'm very grateful they sent it to me, and I'm very grateful to be working with them on this video, because otherwise a lot of these things kind of hard to get your hands on because they're $10 and they're so good and they work so well that the second they go back in stock, they get sold out. So as of right now in filming this video, they are in stock. Please stock up before they go out again. However, I don't know how long it's going to take me to edit this video because every finished minute of video takes about an hour in pre-production. But instead of sitting here and complaining about my editing woes, let's talk about my favorite products for acne. This is the Salicylic Acid Cleanser from the Inkey list, and this truly reminds me of a jellyfish. Let me explain. You know how jellyfish are jelly? If a jellyfish were a liquid, this is what it would be. The only difference is that jellyfish don't have brains, and the Inkey list definitely has a brain because knowledge is one of their core values. And same here. Knowledge, growth, and education are some of my core values as well. So obviously if the Inkey list was a person, they and I would get along. But I digress. Back to the fact that this is a jellyfish for your face that fights acne. This is the Salicylic Acid Cleanser, and it doesn't just have salicylic acid, but it also has zinc PCA. It's got glycerin, which is an amazing humectant that smooths over the skin well, and overall this is a gentle salicylic acid cleanser that can help with breakouts that currently exist, and also helping to stop new ones. And yes, this also works on the chesticles and on the back, so that if you are like me and unfortunate enough to have body not only on your face, but elsewhere on your person, this can actually do the trick. Salicylic acid is proved to help with acne. It is a BHA, a beta-hydroxy acid, and because it is oil soluble, it actually coats the little follicle, helping to exfoliate things so that pimples don't like build up and burst under your skin. And also, salicylic acid is related to acetylsalicylic acid, which is aspirin, and aspirin can be anti-inflammatory. So there's research to show that salicylic acid can also be anti-inflammatory on the skin. And if you're like me and you've got some angry, red, honkin' pimples, having some anti-inflammatory benefits in your skincare is very important. This is only $10. You get a really decent amount, and I honestly wonder why the Inkey list isn't in drugstores. I feel like it's efficacious, it's affordable, it's effective, it's a lot more aesthetically pleasing, and they put a lot more knowledge and thought into their products than like a lot of drugstore products. I feel like we need a drugstore 2.0. But that aside, this jelly formula is non-stripping, it's non-drying. The box specifically says that it's good for blemish-prone or oily skin, but as long as you used a hydrator or something like hyaluronic acid and a good moisturizer later on in your routine, even dry and combination skin types could use this too. And after we cleanse, what do we gotta do? We gotta tone! This is one of my favorite toners. It is the Glycolic acid toner from the Inkey list. And as you know, glycolic acid is an AHA, a water-soluble alpha hydroxy acid. It's really exfoliating to the skin, and it actually comes from sugarcane. This one, however, is very special because it isn't sticky. This is kind of like if you put stevia in water and applied it to your face, whereas there are other glycolic acid toners that do leave the face feeling a little bit sticky, and again, it's almost like you put powdered sugar in water and tried to apply it to your face. And don't get me wrong, I have many favorite toners. However, if you're looking for a glycolic acid that is gentle on the skin, but that also helps to exfoliate the skin and can really help with blackheads and acne, this is it. This has 10% glycolic acid, and it also has 5% witch hazel. And a lot of people freak out about witch hazel. I know that there are certain people, certain influencers, and certain blogs and magazines that don't like it, but truly, when witch hazel is formulated well, when it is formulated properly, it can actually help with oil production and with controlling that. And if you do have super blemish prone skin that is very, very oily, I cannot recommend this enough. At $10, it is affordable, it is efficacious. It really helps to renew the skin to give you a glow. It does recommend use only in the PM, so only at night. But if you found other glycolic acid toners to be either irritating, too drying, or even a little bit sticky, this is it. And okay, if you say, Cassandra, I don't want the glycolic acid, I don't want the witch hazel, don't worry, I got you covered, because the Inkey list has another option. This is their PHA toner, the Polyhydroxy acid toner. It's $10.99, it's witch hazel free, it's fragrance free, and not only does it have PHAs, polyhydroxy acids, but it also has niacinamide. And it's got aloe. And again, aloe in the sense that they have removed the aloe latex, so it's actually soothing and hydrating to skin. Polyhydroxy acids are amazing little molecules. They're very, very big, they're chunky, sheath thick, they're kind of like sugars, but they actually hold on to water well. So even though they're mildly exfoliating, they can also be a little bit hydrating. And if you have dry skin, if you have combination skin, or if you like a hydrated glow, or if you're looking for a toner that you can use in the morning and in the evening, this is the way to go. I think it's like $10.99. I cannot recommend this enough. And honestly, if you have never used a PHA before, please do yourself a favor. Maybe you've used other toners such as Glycolic or such as witch hazel and you didn't like them and now you have a vengeance against toners. This is going to give you new life. It is $10. This is the price of 2 overpriced cups of Starbucks coffee. If this is not in your routine, or if you haven't already tried polyhydroxy acids, this is your starting point. Pass go and collect 200 Skin Science Awards for your pores, because this stuff is amazing. And yes, I was going to say pass go and collect $200, but like this is not anywhere near $200. So collect 200 Skin Science certificates. You're smart, you're a skintellectual. That's why we're here, learning about your face so that you don't get swindled by marketing. You actually understand the ingredients of your cosmetics, literally the Inkey list. Because did you know that the Inkey list, like the actual INCI Inkey list, stands for the International Nomenclature Cosmetic Ingredient? That's right. The Inkey list was named after the technical name of the terms of the ingredients on those ingredient lists. And if you didn't know, now you know. After you tone, you know it's time for a serum, and this would not be an acne Inkey list video if it weren't for the beta-hydroxy acid. Remember, this beta-hydroxy acid is the salicylic acid that's also in the cleanser, but this comes in a wonderful liquid form, and it comes in an adorable little bottle. This is like a salt and pepper shaker. It's like a pocket rocket. Like, this is the size of a little package of Tic Tacs that you could just put in your pocket, and when your blackheads are acting up, you could just dab it on. If you're someone who lives on a plane, or you're always going to sleepovers and hanging out with your friends in a socially distant manner because COVID in 2020, this is going to be your best friend. It fits in your purse, it fits in your pocket, it applies so well, so evenly, and it helps with breakouts. And it's only $7.99. Oh my god, if the Inkey list were a person, I would be dating them right now. Like, that is literally how much I love them. And honestly, it wasn't even until their Skin School launched that I realized we had so many aligned morals and values. Maybe I'm a sapiosexual. Is that me? I don't know. But what I do know is that this is bomb diggity. And if you haven't tried it for $7, you really must. It's the price of an avocado toast. This beta-hydroxy acid also has that zinc PCA, so it's kind of like your salicylic acid plus some. Really good for oil control, and it is just amazing on the skin. If you have dry skin, I would only recommend putting it kind of on your spots and maybe kind of in the blackhead areas, but if you have combination skin, if you have oily skin, go ahead, use this as a serum and put it all over. And again, what if you do have dry skin? Might I introduce you to one of my favorite hyaluronic acids? Again, this is from the Inkey list. It is affordable. It is adorably packaged, it is easy to carry around, and it soaks into the skin like a thirsty sponge in the Sahara Desert that just came across the Bellagio fountains. Yes. This hyaluronic acid is one of my favorites because not only does it have hyaluronic acid, but it also has peptides. This is again the Inkey list being smart and doing stuff and putting together amazing ingredients in formulas that work well together and that actually help and benefit the skin. You know that hyaluronic acid is a humectant. A lot of claims say that it can hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water. This actually depends on the molecular weight of the hyaluronic acid. A lot of the hyaluronic acid that's actually in your cosmetics is around 50 times, but still it's an amazing hydrator and an amazing plumper. You know, our skin has multiple layers and hyaluronic acid actually goes in, draws water, and kind of plumps each of them up. So yes, it helps with wrinkles, but it's amazing for dry skin. It's even good for oily prone skin because it can give your skin moisture without grease. And again, you could use this as a serum on its own, or you could use this under a moisturizer if you really want to get thick and lock everything in. Along with those peptides, this is so good. Peptides are so soothing. If you have sensitive skin, again, this is fragrance free, so this would be perfect for sensitive skin as long as you're okay with phenoxyethanol. And if you've had a hard time with other hyaluronic acid serums, if they have broken you out or if they've even dried you out, this one's first ingredient is water. So it actually has the water to hold onto and act as a humectant with. And you can use this in the morning or the evening. So again, this is one that is really fun and easy to layer with. And what about for people who deal with pigmentation? When you get a blemish or an acne mark, you fight so hard to get rid of it. You're using the glycolic toner, you're using the salicylic acid, but once you get that pimple to go away, it leaves a mark. It's brown, or it's purple, or it's red. That, my dear, is hyperpigmentation, and I know it can be rough, but the Inkey list has options for you, and again, they have options at affordable prices. This right here is the Alpha Arbutin from the Inkey list, and this is so good for anyone who struggles with post-breakout hyperpigmentation or that extra pigment left behind by acne. This can be used in the morning or in the evening. It's really for anyone with dark spots, and the way Alpha Arbutin works is that it actually gets transformed. It kind of makes itself at home in your skin and turns into a form of hydroquinone. Now, it's not as intense as hydroquinone, but it also doesn't cause the same concerns as hydroquinone can to the liver. Hydroquinone I would only get from your dermatologist because you can have rebound hyperpigmentation. Basically, if you use hydroquinone improperly, the hyperpigmentation can come back worse. Alpha Arbutin, especially at the amounts that it's put into this product, doesn't have that same risk. This is really agreeable with the skin. You can use it day or night. It plays generally well with many other ingredients. And if you are someone who gets that hyperpigmentation, if you do have melasma, if you have dark spots, especially from picking or from pimples, you pop this puppy on, and while it's healing, this can help. This also has squalane and caprylic triglyceride, which are very soothing to the skin. They're kind of in a lot of moisturizers, and there's also a peptide in here, which potentially could help the skin rebuild better. We need more science on that, but it's promising. The texture of this almost reminds me of snail mucin. Again, I don't use that because I don't use products that have snails in them, and thank goodness the Inkey list is very vegan friendly. Most of their products are indeed vegan, including this one. And it really just feels kind of like, you know, those snail products, but without all of the grossness or the animal cruelty. If you have dark spots, they can be very expensive to treat. They can be difficult to treat, but one of the best things you can do is hydrate them, moisturize them, get them early, protect them from the sun, and you could literally put this underneath a band-aid or underneath your sunscreen, and that would be one of your best over-the-counter bets to stopping that pigmentation from sticking around longer than it has to. After your serums, you know it's time to moisturize. This is the Peptide Moisturizer, and this is one of my favorites from the Inkey list. I believe it's around $15 to $20, and this is actually very comparable to a very overpriced Drunk Elephant product. I've mentioned this as a potential partial dupe before, and might I say, this does not steer you wrong. This is a beautiful peptide moisturizer for dry skin. Now, oily skin types can use it too because it is pretty lightweight, but if you've got dry skin and acne, it's so hard to deal with because there aren't products that are safe for your acne, but that also don't, you know, aggravate or irritate or further dry out your already dry skin. This is phenomenal. It is packed with peptides. It's like $15. You can use it morning or evening, and you can use this to seal in the serums or the things you put on just before. Remember that our skin and most of our body is made up of proteins, specifically collagen. That collagen is made from peptides, which are made by amino acids. And when those amino acids string themselves into these beautiful polypeptide chains, they become become these really hydrating, soothing little chains that you can put on your skin. There's some scientific evidence showing that they can penetrate deeper, maybe stimulate collagen and elastin production through your fibroblasts, your special little skin cells, but at the very least, they are hydrating and soothing, and at the very best, they are helping your skin create new and better skin and scar less. This has glycerin, this has caprylic triglycerides, and of course this also has shea butters and all of your peptides. This is phenomenal. I don't believe that the Inkey list actually makes a specific acne moisturizer. However, and again, this is an advanced move, but you can mix in this beta-hydroxy acid that we talked about earlier and kind of mix it into here. I've checked the ingredients lists. This is one combination that is okay and generally safe to use, and especially before bedtime, mix a drop or two of this literally onto the little thing up here, press down, mix them together, and apply to your skin, and boom, you have just made yourself an acne moisturizer. This is a match made in heaven, and it can help with acne for blemish-prone skin. Put it here, put it here, put it here, and you will be laughing your way down the skincare aisle in CVS because you are no longer looking for products to fix your pimple problem because you got it on lockdown. And of course, we have to talk about a spot treatment, but this isn't a spot treatment, this is an eye cream. What? Cassandra Bankson, the woman who hates eye creams, is recommending an eye cream? Actually, yes. But no, not as an eye cream. Don't put this on your eyes. I want you to take this and use this as a spot treatment to put on your pimples. Do you remember why? I have ranted and screamed and yelled so many times on the internet about how eye creams are overpriced moisturizers. They are not worth the money. Brands are literally taking a moisturizer, putting it in a tiny tube, and selling it for 5 to 10 times the price. Don't waste your money on them. However, there are some formulas that actually have great ingredients, such as retinol. But remember, the skin under the eyes is very similar to the skin on the rest of the face. It's almost identical, it's just thinner. It still has sebaceous glands, it still has pores, it's just thinner. And if something works here, it can work everywhere else too. You know that retinol is amazing. Your body and your skin actually kind of turns it into retinaldehyde and then retinoic acid, which is something that your skin makes naturally, and it's what the doctor prescribes for severe acne. So this is a much gentler version of that prescription treatment. It's all within this vitamin A family. And when you apply this topically to those spots, this can work really well. Retinoids in the skin have also been shown to plump the skin, meaning they can help with wrinkles and yes, with scarring. Retinoids are really the gold standard in dermatology. And the fact that this is inexpensive, it is over the counter, it is available in a little tube that you can use as a spot treatment is something that I highly recommend. So again, yes, this is an eye cream, but don't use it as an eye cream because if you can put it here, you can put it here. Get this and put this on your smile lines, put this on those little scars, put these on your pimples, and your face will thank you. And this is $9 at Sephora. Any other brand would be out here trying to charge you $30 to $60 for this ish. For $10, I can afford to actually use this as a moisturizer and slather it all over my face. Right now I'm recommending it as a spot treatment, but you could literally just pump this out and put it all over your face because at $10, it's actually affordable to do so. These are my favorite anti-acne products from the Inkey list that they have available. If you get your hands on any of them, I would highly recommend the beta-hydroxy acid just because you can mix this with so many things. The hyaluronic acid definitely, although this doesn't fight acne, you can mix it with so many things and you give your skin hydration so that you're not overly drying, overly stripping your skin. The salicylic acid cleanser, I know this is always sold out, but this is literally an acne fighting jellyfish for your face. It is such a good cleanser. It is $10. And then lastly, the PHA toner, the retinol. If you haven't tried these, they're inexpensive, they are so good, and your pores will thank you for them. The Inkey list is one of those brands that I've always had my eye on. I always use them, I integrate them into videos every now and again, but I've never like fallen head over heels for them. And especially when their Skin School came out, I realized that we have a lot of the same core values. One of mine is authenticity. You know, I'm huge about the morals and the values of companies. I also love helping people and solving problems. And all of that is on this foundation of education and growth and intelligence. Skintelligence. And the fact that the Inkey list brings this knowledge into the picture, they give away skin consultations to people who need them. They actually have an Inkey list recipe builder on their website. I personally feel so aligned. And again, it's like a composition notebook met Sephora. They fell in love, had a love child, and that love child is the Inkey list. Again, it's a pleasure to be working with them on this. I hope to do so again in the future because hint, hint, I actually know that they're launching some exciting new upcoming products and I can't totally talk about them, but I am very excited to smear them into my pores so that when they launch, I can tell you whether or not they're worth the money because you know I don't hold back. But all of that will be in due time. So if you don't have that notification bell turned on, make sure you fix that so you don't miss it when we do talk about it. If you've tried any of the Inkey List's products, let me know which ones are your favorites. And overall, please remember to be beautiful both inside and out. I love you, skin-telligent, beautiful butterflies. If you liked this video, here's another one that you're going to like that has the Inkey List in it. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.